Hey guys, Jeff Joslin here, Joslin Mixed Martial Arts. A lot of big plans for this year. I'm going to make a ton of different training tools to help you in your mixed martial arts training. The first one I created I'm very excited about. It's a mixed martial arts mount position series. So it's going to teach you how to dominate from the mount. You're going to learn a ton of ground and pound techniques. You're going to learn different ways to open up your opponent when they're trying to defend themselves. You're going to learn how to hit with more power than ever before. Really help you score that KO victory and be exciting in the mount position. Also, you're going to learn a ton of submissions. Many of the submissions you're going to learn are reactive to the person trying to escape, and other ones that you just, you go for on your own. And you're also going to learn, most importantly I think, is how to control your opponent, how to hold them down, how to react to some of the common escapes that they try to do, how to deal with strong opponents. You're going to learn everything that you need to know to be able to keep that mount long enough that you can get the win. And what I'm really excited about this is I'm not holding anything back. My plan is to show you guys every single thing that I know from the mount position in this 4-set video series. You're going to learn 90 plus moves just from the mount alone, and all geared towards mixed martial arts. So what I want to show you now is a technique that I think is very, very important and something that can help you with your mount control right away. And this is something, when you get the mount position, especially in mixed martial arts, when you start to hit someone in the face, they freak out. So even if they're very technical, they're going to burst with all their energy to get out. They're going to turn and try to give you their back. They're just going to freak out and try to get out. So I'm going to give you the low mount position. I'm going to show you that now. And I actually filmed the technique last night with my students, two of my fighters, Chris and Ryan. Ryan's 8-0 currently, and he's won, I think, 7 fights from the mount position. Chris himself is getting ready for his mixed martial arts debut, has a lot of talent, and I think he's going to do very well as well. So this technique that I'm going to show you is going to help you when you get that mount position to kind of shut down that initial burst that a lot of fighters use to get out of that terrible position. So watch the video, master that technique, use it in your training, not just MMA, but in no-gi and in gi training as well, to control your opponent when they try to escape right away with a large amount of energy. Okay, Ryan gets the mount position in the fight. He wants the high mount. This is where ultimately he wants to get up high, he wants to sit up straight and just rain down the pain. Bring the pain here and strike down. But if you mount your opponent right away with a high mount, they're very explosive. They're going to bridge, they're going to turn on their side. They're almost going to escape just by using sheer athleticism to try to escape, let alone if they have technique on top of that panic type action. So what I want Ryan to do, and actually what he did in the fight perfectly, was he stuck his legs underneath his opponent's legs, and he spread his knees very far apart. You see his knees are off the floor ideally, because then his weight is all on Chris's diaphragm here, right where he breathes. This makes it very heavy, very tough to breathe. Now his heels are either crossed or they're flush, sole to sole like this, and I'll show you a different angle in a minute. But here, and his heels are always pulling to the sky, so that the pelvis goes down and squishes Chris even more. Now his hands are out to each corner, and he really works on controlling from here. So I want you guys to practice this. Never let your feet uncross or keep them very flush against each other like this. And that's the first position here, just with the legs. This is what I want you to do. Now if he bumps around a little bit, Ryan has a lot of control. He tries to bump to the left, tries to bump to the right. Okay, so now we're going to change the angle. We're going to face this way so you guys can see the feet. Let's spin them out this way, guys. Head towards me, Chris, please. So you see Ryan's feet. As soon as he gets them out, he weaves his legs and he puts them together like this, crisscross, heels to the sky, pelvis down, or he puts them flush against one another. He doesn't want to unlock and hook. Even though that can feel good in terms of control, the guy can escape with some very slick moves. So you're here, pulling up, spread the knees, okay? And lastly, I'm going to add one more detail that's going to really crush. This is something that Ryan did great in the fight, is that spin all the way around 180 degrees back to the camera, Chris, with your head. It's going to show you what to do with your hands, okay? So he gets the lower leg positioning. Now Ryan reaches his right hand around the head, and he puts his palm on the floor. Okay, so his right palm is going to be on the floor. Deep grip, nice and tight, and he puts his head very far. Now what happens if Ryan puts his head in the center? Chris can trap his arm and roll him because there's a lot of weight on this side. Exactly, or at least have a good shot at doing that. So what happens is when Ryan goes around the head nice and tight, even a little bit deeper there, he puts the palm super far and he rests his forehead on the floor and he crushes Chris's face with his shoulder. Okay? Now from this position here, he's very heavy. As long as he keeps that hand free on that side, Chris can't trap it and roll. Every time he tries to trap it, Ryan can pick it up, pull it out, and put it back on the floor. If he feels vulnerable, do an overhook, Chris. Inside and over, pick it up, Ryan, put it back down. Exactly. So he always keeps that hand out so he can't get rolled that way. Now, you can already hear Chris grunting and groaning here. But from this position, Chris will think he can roll to his left. So he traps the arm, and now he's going to try to bridge. Not yet. And as he bridges, Ryan's going to shut down his bridge by popping his heels to his butt and pushing his pelvis down every time Chris tries to roll towards his left. Roll to the left, Chris. Yep. And he keeps his head down, and Chris will get 75% of the way, pulls the heels up, and he cannot go 100%, and back to the mount position. So Chris is going to waste that energy. Ryan pops him every time, and that's discouraging. But Chris, he gets excited because he thinks he can almost roll him. He gets 75% of the way. So Chris wastes a lot of energy. Then when Ryan feels him start to wear out, he can punch him a little bit too here in the body and different things like that. But right now he climbs into the high mount, and now Chris is not the same fighter. He sits up straight, and he doesn't feel as explosive. Hits him again. If he needs to, he goes back to low mount. But the end is near. If you guys can get that low mount right away, suck the life out of him, and then finish him off. Thanks, guys. So I think that's the most important thing. Get that mount, get the low mount, take the life away from them. Okay, big points too. And the judges, I knew when going into the end of each round that Ryan was winning the fight because he had the low mount so long and the guy couldn't get out. The judges have to give you that round. So if it goes to decision, it pays off as well. But more importantly, you tire him out, and then you can get that exciting finish like we did on the weekend. So guys, with the dominating from the mount, volume 1, that's out right now, the killer control, you're going to get all the techniques necessary to keep your partner stuck, to keep them on the mat. Whatever they do, you can have an answer for. 24 techniques that are going to help you wear them out until you get that submission hold. In the future, coming very soon, you can have a lot of submission techniques I'm going to show you guys in the second, third, and fourth installment of the series. You can learn how to ground and pound properly, and everything you need to know to be an absolute terror from the mount position.